Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin Halliday here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are at in the world. You're joining us here for the Voltage Partners A to Z webinar, and man, are we excited. In fact, I'm going to tell you what, whether you're catching this live right now or somebody shared this business with you through a recording, I can promise you this is going to be the best 30 minutes you spend all week. Folks, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to get into the details of why we're so excited, and we're going to share with you how quickly and easily you could get started. So without any further hesitation, let's go ahead and get into it. The business from A to Z. What if you could increase your cash flow on a part-time or full-time basis, and all you had to do was simply talk to someone? You don't have to sell anyone anything, and you don't have to buy anything. Want to know more? Of course you do. We're talking about Voltage Partners, partnering in building your future. Voltage Partners is a global research and development company. We crowdsource ideas and develop the best ones. That's it. In fact, somebody said to me earlier, kind of like a big think tank. Absolutely. So simple. We collect information from around the world. And from that information, we develop technology solutions like software, mobile apps, and games. Unlike other companies, you don't have to sell any products to get paid. You simply need to talk to people and collect information. Now, how are you involved? As a Voltage Idea Partner, you are the research side of the company, out simply talking with people in your life, looking for ways to make their life better, easier really, through software and mobile apps. We call these interviews, or simply put, conversations. And so what does an interview look like? Well, the better question is, what doesn't an interview look like? Because they're happening all around us, folks. In fact, here's 4 pictures of what could be interviews. In fact, these are interviews. Sitting down with a friend down at your local coffee shop, having a coffee. You know, maybe out on a boat or on the beach with some friends. I know summer's winding down, but those are potential interviews, or a family reunion or a family get-together. These could all be interviews where you're discussing what's going on in your life, some challenges, some pain points, and identifying what could be better through technology. Or perhaps you are more in line with some of these situations, right? Sitting down with a boss or a colleague, or perhaps discussing some of the latest technology and apps on your phone that have already changed your life with your girlfriends, or maybe a barbecue. See, what we're doing here is simply taking advantage of natural situations you already find yourself in. These all could be interviews. Very simple, guys. Well, what do all of these interviews have in common? People discussing what interests them and finding areas of their personal lives or work that could be better with an app or a piece of software. As a Voltage Idea Partner, you get paid for simply doing what you are already doing, talking to people. Now, if you find an idea that hits, well, that's great, but it's not required. As a VIP, you simply check a box that says, I talked to someone this month, and get paid. Now, have you ever tried to build a network marketing team but haven't had any real success selling to your friends and family month after month, over and over again? Me neither. Voltage Partners has a place for you. You get paid for having conversations. You may be skeptical. Maybe you're sitting there asking yourself right now, what's in it for the company? Why would they pay me to simply talk to people? Well, that's simple. Market research is a $19 billion a year industry in the U.S. alone. and over $40 billion worldwide. You see all that money, and that's a heck of a lot of money being spent to find out what people like and what they like to buy. This is a true first-to-market business model, guys. Voltage Partners develops ideas into software, apps, and games that people are already looking to buy. And when those solutions are successful, you share in that too. It's brilliant, really. That's right. You and your team is paid for market research. That's it. We have the simple part of the business is doing the research. And so you get paid when the information is used successfully. So what does it look like? Well, there are two parts to the business. On the left-hand side, we have the ideas coming from market research. That's you, the idea partner, out simply doing what you're already doing, talking to people you know, people online, people all over the place, and finding pain points, challenges in people's everyday lives. And on the solution side, see those pain points, which are problems, are going to lead to ideas, and the good ideas are going to get built into solutions, which are software, mobile apps, and games. Idea partners out talking to people, Voltage Partners developing solutions that change people's lives. Voltage Partners gives everyone a chance to own part of a successful mobile app or game. Let's take a closer look at the company. Located in Tri-Cities, Washington, really Richland, Washington, beautiful part of the country, open door policy, and so if you are ever up there, do come on in and say hello. The team is headed up by Corden Comfort, Chief Executive Officer, CEO, former CEO of Goodwill's Industry, and over 8 years of successful experience in the field. His right-hand man, Sean Kafensis, is our Chief Operating Officer. Sean brings over 20 years of executive leadership and management and heading up operations with hundreds of millions of dollars of sales revenue. Mick Atkinson, 25 years in IT, Chief Technology Officer and responsible for the tech side of the business, the development of the apps and the games and the software, managing a global team of developers right now with a team in India, Asia, Europe, and the United States. Tim Crumlin, our Marketing Officer, CMO, Tori Webb, our Vice President of Business Development, and Vaughn Tarver, our Vice President of Sales. Vaughn brings over 28 years of network marketing experience to the table. A very important piece that you have to understand is that this is not just some typical startup. This is not a flash-in-the-pan company that's just given it a shot. These guys have been building this business, folks, for 4 years. And more importantly, a proprietary process, a proven model for creating not just apps and games, successful apps and games that generate revenue. What they've done in May is they've decided to launch a network marketing division of this company to bring this opportunity to everywhere in the world because we want more idea partners. And in fact, in the short time that we have launched, we have idea partners in over 60 countries in a very short amount of time and growing very quickly. It is a true partnership. In fact, it's a first-to-market business model that you need to understand to create the world's largest network of idea partners and be the global leader in developing technology solutions. In fact, our vision is the very reason why we will be the world's largest software development company soon enough. We are not bringing ideas from the internal. We are taking ideas from the field, and so it is a huge funnel with an army of global idea partners that are submitting ideas on the daily basis, and the best ideas are the ones that are being built. A true first-to-market business model, and it's a huge value. And let me make this very clear. You need no experience, no technical background, no computer degree. Heck, you don't even need a computer to be a part of this business. Because Voltage Partners is going to do all of the hard work. They're going to review those ideas, and then they're going to design, develop, market, sell, and support the very best ones. And the mission, well, through relationships and guidance, we want to better your life, right? Idea partners, and teach you help you create true income-producing tech solutions. Why technology? Let's take a closer look at the industry, right? Software and mobile apps has exploded. In fact, I'll tell you what, whether you're watching this live or whether you're catching this on a recording and it's the end of your day, the chances are that you spend today interacting with several different pieces of software at work and multiple mobile apps and games on your smartphone. In fact, it's a $2.4 trillion industry and growing right now. And it's changed the way we live. See, mobile apps and games have literally changed the way we live. The average person today interacts with 3 to 5 different apps on their phone on the regular, not just here and there. Finance apps, educational apps, health apps, you name it. High demand, over 6 billion smartphones projected by 2020, and we are still in the beginning, folks. This is a ground floor industry. If you think about it, the first app only came out in 2007, 9 years ago on the first iPhone. And so I like to say the industry is still crawling around with dirty diapers. It is in its infancy. Folks, you are sitting at the right time, the right place, and the right company to create a true life-changing opportunity for you and your family. And this ground floor industry is exploding. And guess what? You're already part of it. Well, what do you mean I'm already part of it, Justin? Well, let's take a look at this. This is a slice from thinkgaming.com, which is a website that tracks the top grossing iPhone games. And what you'll notice there is we're looking at the top 10 of 200. And this is from July 24th, so it's about 3 weeks ago. Pokemon Go is generating on iPhone 1.86 million a day. Well, that number has changed, folks, and I just saw a website today that says Pokemon Go is doing about $13 million in revenue every stinking day. Are you kidding me? Mobile Strike, Game of War, Candy Crush, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Soda Saga, those games are all doing a couple $1 million a day. And the interesting thing to note here is those games are free. In fact, most games can be downloaded and played for free. But we're talking about in-app purchase. We're talking about people that don't want to wait for their weapons kits or to go get the Pokemon or download free lives or game hacks or whatever it might be. It is a multi-million-dollar daily revenue industry. And like I said, chances are you're already part of it. You've already probably paid in on some app or some game to some creator that put that profit in their pocket. And it's not slowing down, folks. If you look at the trends here, you have a game that came out in 2012 called Draw Something, and that game sold for $180 million. Talk about being the creator of something like that. That's what you have. Let me just stop for a second and let that resonate with you. You have an opportunity through Voltage Partners to earn part of a successful app or game. You bring an idea to Voltage Partners and they build it, and that app sells for $180 million, well, you're going to get half of that. We're going to cover that here in a second. Here's a young 17-year-old entrepreneur who created an app that condenses full news articles down to 100 words. Pretty cool app. Well, Yahoo thought it was really cool because they paid this guy $30 million cash for his app. Talk about right time, right place. 2014, Apple rolls out this report and says, oh, by the way, we just paid out $15 billion to the developers. Those are the creators, the people that are coming up with the ideas for these cool apps and games. They're building them, and Apple's paid out $15 billion in profits, and just a year later, $30 billion. So the profits doubled that the creators are receiving for coming up with ideas. And so, folks, there's ideas everywhere. They're all around us. They're in our friends' lives. They're in our families' lives. They're in our lives. All we have to do is get in on this business opportunity and then simply start looking for the next great idea and get your name on one of those successful apps or games. Right now, we're going to take a moment and we're going to hear from some VIPs out in the field that are just having an awesome time, really a fun time being part of this company. Remember, we are in the ground floor stages, folks. We literally just launched the network marketing piece of this back in May. And so the time to get in and create your future is right now. And so the first guest I'm going to bring on is somebody that I've gotten to know pretty closely here over the last couple of weeks. She is brand new to Voltage Partners. She has never done anything like this before in the industry, which really should be encouraging to those of you that are looking and saying, is this something that I can do? I'm going to go ahead and bring Vanessa on, and I am going to have her share a little bit of her excitement as to why she joined Voltage Partners and how much fun she's having sharing with others. Vanessa, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, girl. Are you having a blast or what?
I am having a blast. That is an understatement.
Well,
yes.
I know you've never done anything like this before, and I'm seeing some good stuff. And so why don't you share with everybody a little bit about why and how excited you are?
Okay. Well, basically, I was in another business, which I still am, selling product, and it just wasn't building the way that I wanted to. And a friend of mine came to me and said, "Hey, I want you to check out this 90-second video." I said, "Okay." So I checked it out, and I'm like, I don't know what you just sent me. This is not my gig. And trust me, check out this other 6-minute video. So then I did, and I was like, wait a second. I use roughly 5 applications a day on my phone, and she asked, well, do you get paid from them? I said, no. And she said, okay, well, let's chat. So I got on the phone with Justin, and he's a great guy, and I said, I want in. I'm the average female. I'm a hardworking woman that goes to my job every day, 5 days a week, and I want a better life for my family, for my kids, and I think that just by the smallest idea, and the funny thing is that when she took me through the duplication, I had no idea that I was going through the duplication. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to meet this guy, Justin, and we're going to talk. And that wasn't the case at all, and I'm just so glad that I did, because now I have this this feeling like, you know, I will have a chance to be successful. And so I'm working my butt off to build a team so that my team can be successful too. I think that there's a great opportunity here. I'm not in the networking, but so far, I mean, I think that this is a big deal, and I'm going to run with it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, first of all, let me say you are far from an average woman. You are extraordinary. It's a pleasure to have gotten to know you. You have the right attitude. And she said it, folks, the duplication process that we've created here at Voltage Partners is unlike anything you've ever seen in the industry. If you can pick up the phone and send a 90-second video, you can build a team at Voltage Partners, and make no mistake about it, the people who build the biggest teams make the most money in our industry. Vanessa, we love you. Appreciate you coming out and joining us tonight. Stick around for the rest of the webinar, okay?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Next guy we're going to bring on here, and this is Team California, folks. Both of these folks are out in Southern California. We're going to bring on another gentleman who I've gotten to know here over the last 3 weeks or so. Also brand new on board, also not a bunch of experience in the industry, not some kind of professional networker. We call him Tiny. Tiny is, I believe, having a blast. He's just starting to get settled into his groove here, and I want Tiny to come on and just share a little bit of why he decided to jump all in, and a little of his excitement. Tiny, you there?
Right here.
There you go. The old mute button.
How you doing, Justin?
Yeah, I'm doing good, big man. How are you?
Just trying to live this dream. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Excited.
Listen, man.
Tell
the viewers. Just tell the viewers, man. Share with them why the time to get in is right now.
For me, it's I'm not much of a networker. I don't know how to do the network thing, but I know how to talk. And I like to talk to people, especially about fresh, brand new ideas, because a lot of people I talk to go through 4, 5, 6, 7 different applications a day. And they sit there and tell me how much money they spend on these applications. And I'm like, you spend? You should be making money? Here, let me talk to you. And that kind of opens the door for me to the duplication. You know, rather be a business form or just sitting and greeting with people. You know, people's ears perk up when I talk about my business, when I talk about my partnership with Voltage and the way Justin explained to me how to do things. People's ears tend to open up and like, what? And then opens another door to start speaking more about it. I don't know. It's just a tremendous feeling to be able to share this with somebody, and I'm not actually nobody's actually pushing a product on them how most people do, or you got to do this now. You know, it's all about information, and if they want to go with it, let's do it. You know, and I don't know, I dove in at a beginning company because I thought it was a good idea because I see how the world works on mobile apps, and I just want to be a part of it. You know, a good friend of mine told me, well, this is what it is. This is what we're doing, and I said, well, let's do it.
That's pretty. That. I can't say it any better. That's been your attitude from the beginning. Show me what to do, and let's do it. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you, man. And we're looking forward to seeing that team out in California just grow. And you know, there's no doubt you guys are going to be the guys walking across stage in 9 to 12 months. And, you know, your team's going to be pretty happy about it. So we appreciate you coming by and sharing a little with us tonight, Tiny.
I appreciate you having me on the call, Justin. Thank you, and thank you for all your hard work.
You got it, man. It's my pleasure. And so Tiny said it right, man. This is an industry, and we're not selling anything. We've got nothing to sell. We're looking for partners. And so if you get it, if you see it, if you see the explosion, if you're paying attention just a little bit to what's going on out in this industry and how people's lives are consumed and changed by technology, not in a bad way, but in a good way, I'm going to tell you to get back with the person that invited you to this webinar, and do not hesitate. Get your position secured, and start going out and building your future. The value of becoming a VIP, with your VIP membership, folks, you get everything you need. Everything you need. There's a monthly membership. We call it a retainer. Gets you your back office, your front office, your own very storefront where you can sell all of the apps and games. It gets you your the technical resources, reviewing of your ideas, submission, design, development, management, technical support. Gets you the marketing, customer support, your own very mobile app, My VIP app on your phone to help build your new business. Idea market readiness reviews, different compensation eligibilities, compliance, additional learning resources, and a whole bunch more, folks. We call it a monthly retainer because that's what it is. You're basically retaining expert services without having to go out and start up your own software development company and pay for developers and support people and salespeople. That all comes as a part of you becoming a VIP. We've got two packages. We've got a professional package, which is $100 a month on the retainer and $297 total initial to get started. That includes a training fee and 2 months up front. Pay attention. You pay for your first month and your last month when you join, and it gets you 10 points in the global development pool. And then we have the premium package, and that gets you, that's $125 a month and $347 initial. Again, a training fee and 2 months retainers up front, but it gets you 24 points in the GDP, Global Development Pool. It gets you priority idea review and priority support. So that is by far the best value that we offer. But we also have these two Plan 50s, which is basically a 50% discount for a limited time only. You can come in at 50% of the professional package, or you can come in for 50% of the premium. And there you'll see the GDP points that you're getting every month, and you'll see the total initial cost of $148.50 for the Pro and $173.50 for the premium. How is your monthly retainer used? Well, it goes to 3 different places, right? It's going to go towards your corporate services, which is everything that has to do with the tools that you're using. Your front office, your back office, your website store, that's all managed and maintained by Voltage. You don't have to worry about it. It's always up. It's always available. It always works. Your asset development of all of your development, your sales, the support, everything that has to do with your ideas. Part of your monthly retainer goes towards the compensation plan. We're using a network compensation model, and so Voltage pays us generously for going out and through our own personal networking efforts, bringing on more idea partners. And boy, do they pay us generously. I'm going to go ahead and show you that in a minute. It's the most generous compensation plan in the industry, folks. And a global development fund. Let me go back. Let me talk about that. Part of our retainer goes in a bucket, basically a bucket of money. So when one of our apps or software or games shows great potential, there's money for more marketing, to get it in front of more people, to get more downloads, to generate more revenue. They really have thought about everything here at Voltage Partners. What's in it for you and how do you get there? There's 5 ways you can earn. Number 1, through submitting a successful idea. Your idea gets built, it gets generating some cash flow. You're going to get 50% of that each and every month. 50% of the profits paid to the idea submitter. Number 2, we're going to go over in a second. Number 3 is the global development pool. More points you have, more money. Basically, percentages, part of the profits is going to go into that pool, and as a bonus for being an idea partner, you're going to share in all of the success of all of the apps, and we're going to make a bunch, guys. Pre-selling to market validate the idea. We're not going to get into a lot of detail on that, but when an idea isn't ready, if you want to pre-sell it, they're going to give you up to 60% of the profit. And then your very own storefront, like I said, anytime somebody visits your web store and downloads an app or a game or a piece of software, you will earn an affiliate commission on top of everything else. When you take a look at the team building, right, for those of us that want to go out and do some personal networking and build a team of idea partners, remember, all you're doing is finding more people that want to be interviewers, that want to do some research, that want to submit ideas. Through building your team, you're going to get paid for a fast start, which right now is $50 per idea partner at the full package. Balanced binary. Our binary is a balanced binary, which is the best kind, and maxes out at $25,000 a week. Listen, if you're maxed out at $25,000 a week, I think that's a pretty good problem to have. A 5-level check match, which has no ceiling, and some other bonuses like an auto bonus, $1,000 and $1,500 a month, a thank you support bonus, which goes to your spouse or significant other for supporting your business, and some other really cool, interesting bonuses. When you look at the binary, it's real simple. That's you at the top. It's the easiest qualification process in the industry. Put 1 active partner left and 1 active paid partner right, and you are qualified. You're earning binary commissions your first day if you can do that on your first day. So people ask me, Justin, when am I going to start making money? I ask them, when are you going to join? Because the sooner you join and the sooner you go out and you share this and bring on a couple of idea partners, the sooner you start making checks on Friday. And as your organization builds, and as you bring on more idea partners, and as you max out 5 left and 5 right, is where you really begin to build the 5-level check match. It's one of the easiest compensation plans I've seen to actually start to max out. And you want to max out the 5-level check match because it's where the most money is going to come. You're going to get 20% off of everybody you bring into the business on level 1, 10% on level 2 and level 3, 5% on level 4 and level 5. And if you think about it, as your organization grows and this company just kind of continues to duplicate and duplicate and duplicate, which we know we're gonna, I can't wait for the day to come when the floodgates open, and they're getting there, folks. In fact, our first wave of apps is going to be out here. We're going to have our first My VIP app out this week, and then directly following that is going to be our first wave of commercial apps, cash flowing apps. Down on level 5, let's just say you have 1,000 people down there that are earning $100 a week. That's $5 per person. That's $5 grand, folks. The check match is where the horsepower is. And if that wasn't enough, there's a stock option plan. And right now for the month of August, there is a promo for every rank you hit. So you get in, you get qualified in your first 30 days. You earn 2,000 shares and then 2,000 shares for each rank. Well, you can go ahead and cancel that out. Right now, we're looking at 4,000 shares of company stock options. And I'm telling you right now, you want to get your hands. This is a limited time only. Stock will not be available for every VIP forever. Limited time only. Trust me when I say you want to get your hands on as much stock as you can, because this company is about to explode. Folks, become an idea partner today. I don't care if you're only picking up about 50% of what we're talking about. When somebody presents you with an amazing opportunity and you're not quite sure you can do it, you grab hold of it, you jump in, and you do it. Grab the next spot in line, get back with the person that shared this webinar or video with you, and join us, folks. We're making history over here at Voltage Partners. We're doing something nobody has ever done before. We're first to market on crowdsourcing ideas. We're bringing a new concept of research and development to the network marketing. It's fresh, it's new, and I guarantee go tell 10 people about it, and 10 people are going to tell you, never heard of it, tell me some more. Folks, thanks for joining us tonight. It was my pleasure, and I look forward to seeing everybody